And we saw yesterday, up to yesterday, Chudala in the form of the celestial ascetic Kumbhamuni was explaining to our King Sikhidhwaj about the total renunciation. Total renunciation is completed when one renounces the whole work of the energy, primordial energy, the supreme power. When all its work is renounced, then total renunciation is complete. That will happen only when one accepts, understands, accepts, and gets oneness with the absolute truth by renouncing all the actions of the supreme power, that is the universe. Universe is nothing but the illusory names and forms which are ever changing and transitory, momentary, and which is nothing but a thought process. When this is understood properly, thoroughly well, and it is accepted and one has become one with it, that means it is not at all there and only the truth exists in all conditions, then total renunciation is possible and it happens. This is what Kumbhamuni was explaining by giving different kinds of examples and logic, analysis and discussions over all these. So today we shall see in continuation of this. क्योंकि वासना के विषय जगत की असत्ता होने से वासना की सत्ता नहीं है, इसलिए वासनात्मक चित्त ही कैसे, कहाँ, किससे और किस तरह से हो सकता है. Because the effect of the cause, if not there, if the effect is not there, so the cause will not be found anywhere. When the cause is found, then there must be some effect. If effect is found, then there must be some cause. One is not there means the other will not be available. So, the effect of Maya, that the whole universe is mentally created, it is only vasanas, subtle desires. So, its existence is not to be found. So now, when the world is not there, including the body which has got a form and name, that is the constitution of composition of this universe, name and form. This body has also name and form. This body, which is a mini universe or model of universe, in this body is composed by senses, body and physical body, senses, mind, intellect, ego and subconscious mind and prana. All these are work of, effect of the supreme power, energy. So, energy is not stable, so we cannot rely upon it. It is not at all there, because every moment it is changing. So, no way we can define what is energy. Energy is nothing but highly, in the height of its definition, it will be identified as a changing process, vibrations or movements, actions, that is nothing but imbalanced state of the balanced state, just as in the example he gave, the waves, bubbles, whirlpools, flow, all these are nothing but original water only. So water is the reality, unchangeable reality, and changeable phenomena over it is just a scene which is not other than the water. That is all these aspects, modifications or superimpositions, assumptions, which has got some names and forms different than the water. In this way, the world is ceased to exist. The universe is not at all found. So this is to be understood thoroughly, well accepted by heart of hearts, and then there is no question of renunciation. In the end, you alone is the remnants. You are nothing other than the absolute consciousness, which is not the vasana, not the subtle desires. So, in the end, there is no question of renunciation. This is called knowledge of the truth, realization of the self. So thereby no question can arise of accepting something or rejecting something. And there is no law or order. All these are cause and effect. The doer, done and doing, seer, seen and seeing, all these are possible in dualistic universe. But in the absolute one, it is not possible, it is beyond everything. In this way, he says, when there are no universes, no creation, and there is no desire also. Desire is something which is not there. In this way, world cease to exist, then what to renounce? Then he says, जिन्हें तत्वज्ञान नहीं है वे ही चित्त और इस दृश्य जगत के तद्रूप जानते हैं। वस्तुतः चित्त असत है, इसका कोई आकार नहीं है और न पहले उत्पन्न ही हुआ है। We were discussing before it to renounce the chitta, subconscious mind, which is the seed form of the whole functions, whole functionaries of the universal energy. Chitta is the seed which gives a momentum to activate. Chitta is just like a seed. When it is ready, then it gives a tendency to germinate. The power should be visible, which was inert in the seed, the holder of the energy. When it starts manifesting or activating, then there will be starting of germination. In this way, when the seed itself is not found, where is the question of sprout or the plant or the tree or further fruits and seeds? No question. चित्त इसीलिए पहले उत्पन्न नहीं हुआ है। So, this chitta, subconscious mind, the seed form of the whole functions, is not at all created by any cause. It is not there. स्वर्ग के आरंभ में ही उसे पैदा करने वाला कोई कारण न था। In the starting of this creation, there was no cause for the subconscious mind to manifest. There was no cause. शास्त्र और अनुभव से दृश्य वस्तु में अनादिता, अजता और स्थिरता की उपपत्ति कभी भी नहीं हो सकती। By the words of scriptures, that means analysis, logic and justice and examples, and by the experiential words, expression of the experienced people, knowledgeable people, that they say the same thing as we see by our own experiences. It tallies, both tallies with each other. From this we see all the objects of this world, they have no beginning, they have no beginning, neither beginning nor no beginning. What is that then? Ajata. Aj. It has not created. So ajata or anadita, and there is no starting also. Ajata means there is no starting, same thing. It is not born, it is not manifested. And there is no stability. By no means you can prove this world is existing. This is proved by the common experience of everyone. When we discuss it, analyze it, then only. Grossly everybody says, yes, it is there, something is seen. Only the changing phenomena is seen, which is changing. So we cannot take it as a proof. And by logic also, it is neither an effect nor it is the cause. So by no means we can prove it. साकार स्थूल तथा प्रतिघात योग्य आकृति वाले इस जगत के लोक शास्त्र और अनुभव से सिद्ध जो ये महाप्रलय आदि यानी प्रलयांत विकार हैं, उनका निराकरण करना योग्य नहीं है, क्योंकि निराकरण करने में उपादान जो हेतु हो सकते हैं वे है ही नहीं. See, another logic. There is no logic of creation, because if you want to create, we discussed it yesterday, if you want to create something, you have to know it. What are you going to create? When you know haphazardly, you cannot create it. If you know it totally 100%, then also you cannot create. Why? Because you have been one with the object, so you have lost your identity. So who is going to create? There is no creator now, because the creator has become one with the creation. What is to be would be creation. So that would be creation, which is in the mind only, as a desire or a thought, something, some object you imagine, you want to create it. You have to have full knowledge of it to create it. So, when you have become one with it, then only you can have full knowledge, total knowledge of it. And that is possible when you give up your identity and unite with the object 100% completely. So at that time, the creator who has lost his ID is not to be found. So creation is gone. Nothing can be created. Whatever is there, it is there forever. Whatever is not there, it cannot be anywhere forever. That is how we see in Gita. The presence cannot be denied, the absence cannot be accepted. Absent is always absent, present is always present. So there is no presence in absent, there is no absence in the present. They are totally different from each other. Now, this is one way to prove the creation is not possible. The other part, if at all there is some creation, how it will be dissolved? It will be forever. It cannot be uncreated. It cannot be dissolved. Why? Because who will dissolve it? Who will destroy it? The destroyer has to destroy himself. The dissolver, one who is going to dissolve the creation, if he is present, then the total dissolution is not complete. So now he has to dissolve himself. So there is no person who will dissolve all these. So how the dissolution will be possible? If the person who dissolves is not found, the cause is not found. Cause has to be one with the effect. Then only the effect is possible. No person is there who can dissolve the world, because he has to dissolve itself. So, on this basis, both are impossible. Creation is impossible and dissolution also is impossible. If at all you have accepted this changing phenomena to be existing and it has to dissolve, then from this relative point of view, relative angle of vision, these epics, all these dualistic mind, or from the angle of relativity, when we have accepted this world, then what happens, how dissolution takes place? Just in the way you have created, the same way backward march. See, the earth is the holder of gross creation. Earth means any substratum grossly. And then earth, if is there, it will dissolve in its source, that is water. There will be rains for hundreds of years continuously, and there will be always everywhere water and water. A Karnav, they say. Only one ocean will be there full of water, where is no earth. Then water will dissolve in the fire. There will be 12 suns always present, and they will go on burning all these, means dissolving this water. The water will evaporate and disappear in the fire. Then there will be strong wind, blow of wind for hundreds of years. Wind will swallow the fire. Fire will dissolve in air, and then air has to subside in the sky. That will be the time sky. Time. Then time will dissolve in the power of time. Time power. And all these objects which are dissolved in the energy, the energy will disappear. That means there will be balanced state. All these impressions of all these so-called imaginary worlds will be there in the darkness. Darkness means ignorance. There will be impressions. And again there will be creations after some time. Creations also will start just as before by imaginary thought process, and again the same way it will appear and again disappear. So, from relative point of view, this world starts, the creation starts in this way. From the unmanifested, it starts manifesting, and then it remains for some time, sthiti, existence, and then it disappears in the same unmanifested. This creation is called manifestation. Manifestation means something imaginary which is visible illusorily to itself. Just as the body sees the limbs of the body, it is in imagination only, because body is not going to be there permanently. Body has been composed by some things, and it will be decomposed, it will disappear. But in between, it sees its limbs relatively. Every moment it changes, yet it imagines that I look myself. In this way, everything goes on mentally by assuming or accepting something which is not there. How it is, just as the horns of the rabbit, or the son of a barren woman, or the water in the image, that is mirage, or the blueness of the sky, or the beauty of the evening or dawn. All these are imaginary, some aspects which is not there. Or the ghosts in the mind of the child. All these are not to be found at any cost. So, this is how the creation is created, and it remains for some time, and it disappears in its cause. Cause means unmanifested, unseen, unknown. It is just like a bubble created out of the water and disappears in the water, remains for some time with a form, with a name which is not at all there. If at all it is there, it is only the water, not something other than the water. In this way, this whole world creation is baseless, meaningless, useless imaginations. So, the inner motive is to prove like this is, there is no question of renunciation. No question. Neither renunciation nor acceptance. शास्त्र अनुभव और वेदार्थ सिद्धांतों के ऊपर दृष्टिपात करने से वे प्राकृत आदि तीन प्रलय हैं ही नहीं, यह कहने वाला उन्मत्ति ही हो सकता है। When we see this fact from all-round vision, by the vision of scriptures, by the visions of the experienced people, realized souls, by the logic, by analysis, by contemplation, from all sides, when we consider this, we don't find any world anywhere. If at all somebody says, there is world, I have my relations, I have my relationship with so many objects or subjects or persons, he is none other than a mad chap. So it is said, this world is a house of or a hospital of mad fellows. Pitva mohmayi pramad madira unmattamatta jagat. Everybody is drunk and everybody is blabbering something to each other and everybody is understanding it and everybody is going on with their affairs. I gave the example of two fellows, drunkards. At midnight they were bargaining on a sale of a buffalo. Both are drunk. And they started, I have to purchase a buffalo. Have you got it? Yes, my buffalo, I am ready to sell it. Okay, I shall purchase it. How much? What is the cost? Come on, tell me. No, you tell me how much you can give. No, you have to tell. What is the cost of your buffalo? Then he says, okay, it is 1 lakh rupees. So how much you can give? The other says, the purchaser says, okay, I told I can give 1,000. Where is 1 lakh? Where is 1,000? They are bargaining now. And now I have told, I have expressed my ability. Now come on, how much you will give discount? Okay, I said 99,000. Now your turn. Okay, I said 2,000. Slowly this fellow goes on increasing 1,500 in this way, and he is reducing by 1,000 or 500, and it never ends. No. And when are you going to give the money? Come on, you tell me when you want. Now and here. No, I shall give you tomorrow morning. No, I will accept only before it. No, I shall give day after tomorrow. In this way, there is no time to pay, no conditions, no installments, everything, everywhere there is a tug of war. And it goes on for hours, neither they go to sleep, nor they allow others to sleep. And as long as there is the force of wine, they went on. Are you are the king of this village. No, no, you are the king. No, how can I be the king? I will not be the king. You are the king of this village. Am I the king? How it can be? Yes, I tell you are the king. No, I suggest you are the king. Goes on. For nothing. In this way, this creation is accepted by someone, rejected by someone. On this transaction, on this bargaining, how much you give? No, no, this much I take. How much I can take? How much you can give? Always there is bargaining and nowhere any solution. The world is known as a permanent problem, no solution. World means problem. World means a doubt, a question mark. World means the drunkard's playground.
Swamiji, when you say world is a problem, you mean the perception of the world is a problem.
Whatever is problem for you, it is your problem. It is not my problem. It is your problem. It is not my problem.
Because when you say dissolution of the world means dissolving the understanding of the world.
That is your problem to decide. Pardon? It is whether acceptance is a problem or rejecting is a problem. We are talking on something which is not there. So, take it as you think. That is your problem, how you accept it. It is not my problem. You have to solve. In this way, जिसकी बुद्धि में लोक शास्त्र और वेद प्रमाण नहीं है, वह केवल लोक का आश्रय करने वाले असत चार बाग आदि से भी अत्यंत मूर्ख है। अतः सज्जन को उसका कभी अवलंबन नहीं करना चाहिए। One who doesn't rely upon the experience of people here or the words of scriptures or the proof of Vedas, authorities, or one who doesn't rely upon anything and he goes on arguing, so he will be considered as a child or a mad chap who knows nothing. You should be, whatever you think, whatever you do, whatever you accept, it should be supported by some logic, by something. You cannot say, you cannot do anything by yourself. You are not alone. You are in a dualistic world. When the question comes, then it is relative. there should be an answer. The answer should be supported by something, because it is dualistic world. In the absolute one, there is no such questions. There is no proof nor anything proved. No need, because that you one, absolutely one. There is no question of any proof. But in dualistic world, everything should have proof. Without proof, nothing is accepted. And these proofs are of different kinds. Some people, some group of people, they stand upon physical proofs, gross proofs. That means physically direct proofs. Indirect they don't accept. Some depend upon logical proofs, which is not physical. Some depends upon the supposition or you see what we call anuman, assumptions. How it is, say here we see the Ganga water is dirty, muddy. That has the proof on the up hills. Somewhere something has happened. What can happen? Either there is landslide, or there is heavy rains, or third thing is possible, there is heavy melting of the glaciers or the snowy peaks. Then only that muddy water will accumulate and it comes into Ganga, and here Ganga is seen to be muddy. So we have to believe these assumed proofs. There cannot be other causes. If this is muddy here, somewhere uphill, so something has happened, and these things are possibilities. So we have to believe either of these 2-3 proofs. And then of course you can go and visit yourself, then that will be direct proof. This is called assumption. We have to. And some other proof is like the approval of the experienced elderly people who have done it practically in their life. I don't know how the blacksmith makes all these items, say the knife or the cutter or the digging something, all these instruments, how does he do? I have not seen. And you have seen. You are the blacksmith yourself. You know everything. So when you narrate something, this is how you have to hold the hot iron, you have to heat it in coal, and then when it is red hot, then you have to catch it by some Yes, and then you have to put it on the anvil. Somebody has to strike it. So something you go on telling, I have to believe it because I don't know and you know it. You have done it yourself. So I am bound to believe you. This is also a proof. Proof by the experienced people. We have to believe on him. Then other many kinds of proofs are there. Direct one and other is indirect. Aparoksha, paroksha. In this way we have to have supports, or else your conclusion is not accepted. And if you go on telling something without any support, then you are a mad chap or a child. The child can blabber anything and everything. Or a diseased person. तब श्रुति में उक्त ब्रह्म कारण तापक्य का ही अवलंबन कीजिए। साकार तथा प्रतिघात युक्त इस दृश्य जगत का कहीं पर भी निराकार प्रतिघात शून्य ब्रह्म कारण नहीं हो सकता। He says in the end, now you have to accept the sayings of the injunctions of the scriptures. Brahma Karanata Paksha. If you say the truth is cause for this world, that cannot be accepted because it is not supported by the scriptures. Why? Why not supported? Because this truth is without any form, without any mobility. It cannot do anything without any action or reactions. So, it cannot be cause for this world. Why he is trying to prove this? Because if some cause is found for this creation, then creation will be truth. It will be accepted. Then you have to try for renunciation one after another. Then you have to come to the subconscious mind, and then you shall say how to renounce this cause itself, the seed itself. There is difficulty. All these are possible then. If the world is there, then you have to renounce it. Why? Because you want peace. So, Gita went to that limit to say, Tyagat Santiranantaram. The moment you renounce, you attain peace. So, for this reason, Sikh was wanted to renounce everything and get peace. But he claimed in the beginning, I have renounced everything, but yet there is no peace. So Kumbha is striking upon these points. There is nothing to renounce. How did you say you have renounced all these? Which is not at all there, which doesn't belong to you, how can you renounce it? So, total renunciation means to keep quiet, not to renounce. I can give you, when you have asked me something, if it is with me, I can give you. If it is not with me, how can I give you? What is not belong to me, what is not available with me, how can I give it to you? How can we renounce which is not there? How can we accept what is not there? In this way, the world has got no cause. साकार तथा प्रतिघात युक्त इस दृश्य जगत का कहीं पर भी निराकार प्रतिघात शून्य ब्रह्म कारण नहीं हो सकता। निराकार ब्रह्म में कारणत्व का प्रतिपादन करने वाली श्रुति का तात्पर्य तदनन्यत मारंभण शब्दादिभ्यः इत्यादि बादरायण न्याय से जगत तत्वतः ब्रह्म रूपी ही है, इस अर्थ में पहले कहा भी जा चुका है। इस तरह ब्रह्म रूप से लक्ष्यमाण जगत व्यवहार में मूर्ति रूपता का विनाश न होने से अर्थ क्रिया में समर्थ है ही, इसलिए लोक विरुद्ध नहीं हो सकता। परमार्थ से तो ब्रह्म रूप ही जगत है। मूढ़ दृष्टि वाले के मत में प्रसिद्ध से उसका रूप है, प्रसिद्ध से उसका रूप है, तद्रूप नहीं, अतः वेद विरोध भी नहीं है। इस आशय से कहते हैं, हे मुने, इस तरह अप्रसिद्ध रूप से अकारणत्वादि रूप से लक्ष्यमाण ब्रह्म सदा ही तत्स्वरूप है। इस तरह सिद्धांत होते हुए भी व्यवहार में जगत अर्थ क्रिया में समर्थ नहीं है, यह भी नहीं है, और परमार्थ में जगत ब्रह्म रूप नहीं है, यह भी नहीं हो सकता है। So he is giving the last conclusion that from the relative point of view, the world is there. Relative point of view, world is there, and it has got artha kriya karita. That means it has got the doer, doing process, and done object, just as it is meaningful. Meaning of the triads, just as one eater is there, he eats, and eating process is there, and eaten object is there. When the object is eaten by the eater, then there will be some effect of it. That is called artha kriya karita. The meaning is complete. Meaning is, by eating you get some satisfaction. Your hunger is appeased. That is called, the purpose is fulfilled. Purpose of the action is achieved. And that is that is seen in this relative world. When you eat, you get satisfaction. When you sleep, you get rest. When you work, you get tired. All these are seen in the relative world. It is there, how it is, but from absolute point of view, all these are not there. Two angles of vision. When you see from one side, you see the tail, not the head of the coin. So head is not there for you, but yet from head point of view, tail is not there. But from overall angle, all round vision, both are there. It is seen in the one coin. The one coin is head also and tail also. So the absolute one is divided into two relatively. One is seer, the other is seen. Cause and effect. In this way, cause and effect is relative world. And this relative world is not somewhere else other than the absolute one. Why? Because absolute one means, you have to understand the inner meaning. It means all pervasiveness. So when it is all pervading, then nothing can be out of it, outside it. When there is two, there is only in and out feeling. When there is two, one is in, the other is out, relatively. From the out is in, and in is out. Example, you are sitting in the veranda and the windows are there. You see outside through glass window. There is outside and you are sitting inside. The wall is in between that demarcates out and in is understood. And if you go outside the veranda, then this inside will be outer to the outside. That outside you are standing, so you have to say it is in, and which was in before, that will become out. If you see from head, the tail is background, back to the head. And if you see from tail side, then you see the tail and head becomes back to the tail. In this way it changes. But from all-round point of view, all both this side, that side is one only. There is no demarcations. So there is no either or there is no in and out. If the barrier is not found, then you cannot imagine what is in and what is out. This way, two visions we got. One is absolute vision, and then other was the relative vision. From relative point of view, you have something to renounce. When you have accepted the absolute, then only no question of renunciation arises. When you are relative, in the relative world, you have to renounce. When you have gone beyond it, other side, that is absolute truth, all round vision, there is nothing to renounce. And when you are in relative world, you cannot renounce. There is question of renunciation, you can renounce. Because relative, you have to renounce and accept both opposite to each other. Now, when we analyze, we go to the depth of meaning of renunciation. Then this relatively also, from higher point of view, you cannot renounce. Why? If you renounce from relative point of view, then in the end, the renuncier, the person who renounces, he will remain. Then how can you deny it? How can you negate it? If that is negated, there is no question of renunciation. If the renuncier is not there, is renounced, then there is no question of renunciation. Just as we were discussing now, the creation is impossible from both the point of view. From absolute point of view, the creation is not seen. From relative point of view also, the creation cannot be created. Because the creator should know the creation, and then he can either create or dissolve. But both are not possible when it is not done totally 100%. That totality is impossible. When you become 100% one with the object, neither you can create it nor you can renounce it. Neither you can create it nor you can dissolve it. So both way it is impossible. Do you follow? Do you follow? Do you follow? Go on putting marks underneath. How many do follows? In 1 hour.
Here in Vasistha, we need to note down dunya niya, how many times.
How many times the world is not there, world is not there, world is not there. How many times it is announced?
Any problem, refer to rule number 1, world is not there. Any confusion, refer to rule number 1, world is not there. Okay.
When you look at the world, there is no God, because everything is changing. When you look at from God this world, then the God is not there because He is the seer. And otherwise, if you look at from relative world, there is no God because it is not seen. And when you look at from God's angle, There is no world because only God abides everywhere, all-pervading God. So, it is your problem now. Where do you stand? Whether in or out? Your in becomes out, your out becomes in. अब समस्त सृष्टि प्रतिपादक सृष्टियों का और नेति नेति इत्यादि सृष्टि निराकरण करने वाली श्रुतियों का तात्पर्य मिला करके कहते हैं. Now, from different angles we have discussed it. Since long we have been discussing only. That means Kumamuni is explaining to Siddhartha the king. Now in the end, Kumamuni concludes. The judge has heard everything from both the sides. There will be always both sides. If there is a question, then there is both sides. Two sides are there. The judge has to be impartial. He has to see both the sides. He has to hear both the sides. Then only decision can come out. Now, Kumamuni concludes by compromising. Compromising both. He has heard both the sides. Some say world is there, you have to renounce, because without renunciation you cannot get peace. Others says there is no question of renunciation because there is nothing to renounce. Two sides. One says renounce, the other says no need. So Kumamuni concludes now. अब समस्त सृष्टि प्रतिपादक श्रुतियों का, all the schools of thoughts, almost he has given all the schools of thoughts by logical way or by proving way or by the relative acceptance, how the people accept what, बहुमत, the क्या कहते हैं बहुमत को? Majority. By the majority of opinion. From all sides we have seen. Now he concludes. इससे अंश शून्य प्रतिघात रहित चिदाकाश निराकार अनंत पूर्व से पूर्व होते हुए भी निरंश पूर्ण स्वभाव सदा प्राप्त ब्रह्म का जो यह समस्त स्वरूप स्वतः अपना कथन कचन है, वह अपना स्वरूप ही सर्ग प्रलय रूपधारी जगत के रूप में जब तक अज्ञान रहता है तब तक जाना जाता है. यह स्थितियों का तात्पर्य है और वहाँ एक क्षण के बाद तत्त्वमसि आदि शास्त्रों के अनुसार ज्ञात हुआ सत ब्रह्म रूप होकर देत निर्मुक्त स्वभाव में स्थित हो जाता है। यह सृष्टि निराकरण करने वाली श्रुतियों का तात्पर्य है। So he said, the scriptures have given all the angles of vision. You see, the principal of a college, he has to bring all the courses of all the classes, all the study courses for the year, scheme for the whole year. Because he is principal, he is all in all in the college. It starts from LKG and it ends in master degrees. So all kinds of courses you will see on the table of the principal, isn't it? That is called the scripture. Authority. It gives you all the angles of visions. Whatever suits you, you have to take it. That means whichever class you are studying, accordingly you have to take your course. This is the course for you who is studying in 10th standard. This is course for you for this year. Then you have to go through it. Now you have to forget about other classes course. Something you have already gone through, and something is not your business, afterwards it will be seen. In this way, Shastra gives us, the scripture gives us all kinds of courses, all kinds of visions. Whatever vision suits to you, you have to go through that. Of course, in the end, you are called a student of that college. You are a philosophy student. How much you have gained, that is a different question. But you are a student. So, as a principal, he takes all the schools of thoughts and he gives the judgment. One side says, the world is not there. It goes on negating everything. This is not because of this. This is not existing because of this. How negation starts with the body itself. You have the body, you cannot deny it. Body is there. Now you have the scripture negates it. No, there is no body. How is it? Nobody. I am visualizing the body. I have the body. This is I is the body. I is the body. How can you say no? So negating process starts. It is ever changing. The same small child body has become now old body. It is subject to time, space and conditions. It is subject to change. Every moment it is changing. Its name also is changing according to the qualities which is changeable, according to the actions which is changeable. Guna karma. In this way, this body is ever changing, so this is not the reality. Body also not only changing, it is also a beginning and an end. It is not permanent. And all the actions also change. Nothing is permanent here. So the same body which claims I am, I know everything, when this body dies, it becomes a corpse. Can it claim? It is not able to do anything. So this body is not the reality. It has got a beginning and has end. So in between we cannot accept what is existing. Say, according to logic, people are standing all around the building and you are sitting inside the hall and you saw some bird enters in through the open window and other side window was open, it goes out. So you said the bird came in and went out. But some people who are standing outside, when you asked them, did you see some bird going out? No, nothing was there. We have CCTV, nothing is gone out. And you asked the other persons there who are standing the other side, have you seen any bird entering into the room? No, nothing has entered. The window was open and now also it is open, nothing has gone in. What is proof? No, you see CCTV is there. So nobody has entered in. Those people say nothing, nobody has gone out. So if it has got no beginning, no end, how can you claim that bird entered and went outside? Your claim is rejected. If it has got no beginning, no end, how it can appear in the middle? So, there was no bird. In the same way, this body also appears, takes birth, and it dies, takes death, and nobody knows physically where from it came and where did it go. Physically we don't know. Of course, analytically that is different. So this physical body we are talking of, so body is not to be found because there is no beginning, there is no end. Where from it comes, the past of the body nobody knows. Do you know what was your baby's last birth? Nobody knows. Of course, now it came out of the womb of the mother, that is different. The same question can be put to the mother, where from she came. Before birth, where was she? Where was the child? Before the womb, where was it? No, it came from semen and ovum, both got together and the combination is a baby. So, where from those semen and ovum came? No physical proof is there. You can test the DNA, but you cannot go beyond that to the last life, isn't it? Physically all these are impossible. So it has got not any starting point. And where does it go after death? Nobody knows it. Physically, no knowledge. Analytically or logically, that is different. We are talking of the physical body. So this body is seen only in between, neither seen before nor seen afterwards. So at present it is rejected. It is not to be there. So in this way, the body is negated. And after death, the dead body also cannot do anything. It cannot claim that I am. So after death, the dead body cannot claim I am. In that way, the body also incapable of doing it. So it is good for nothing. It is useless, though it is appeared before us. Now, superior than the body are senses. The same way we can negate the senses, and in the same way, superior than the senses is mind, that can be negated. In this way, we can go on negating the causes for effect, and the body is rejected. I am not this body. Body doesn't belong to me. I am not this mind. Mind doesn't know. I am not these senses. Senses do not belong to me. I am not this mind. Mind is not at all there. I am not the intellect. I am not the ego. I am not the subconscious mind. In this way, they go on negating one after another by logic, by analysis, by discussions, whatever comes out the object. In this way, he says, one side negating, and then what remains? Whatever remains, that you are negator, one who negates. He remains in the end. So he that remnants, he has negated the body, senses, mind, intellect, ego, subconscious mind, prana, everything is negated. So whatever remains, that has to be accepted as the truth. तो इस ढंग से जो यह समस्त रूप स्वतः अपना कथन है, वह अपना स्वरूप ही सर्ग प्रलय रूपधारी जगत के रूप में जब एक अज्ञान रहता है, जब तक अज्ञान रहता है तब तक जाना जाता है. As long as you are ignorant, you know nothing, till then you can accept the body, because you are bound to accept. Without the body, you cannot do anything. And if you can go on negating all this, step by step, then whatever remains, they say, you are that. Tat tvam asi. You are, thou art that. शास्त्रीय बोध से सब कुछ ब्रह्म ही ब्रह्म है, न तो कहीं जगत आदि का ज्ञान है, न कहीं चित्त का अभाव है, न कहीं चित्त आदि है, और न कहीं द्वैत और ऐक्य आदि की कल्पना की है। फ्रॉम knowledge obtained from the scriptures, we find this world also is not there. Because nowhere it is stated there is world, and there is somebody, I and mine. According to scriptures, which accepts everything and gives rules and regulations for everything, that also never has accepted this body or the senses, etc. So what for all these shastras? What for? What is the purpose of these shastras? These scriptures. We have to understand. These shastras either support you or reject you, isn't it? Both the ways are given there. When you have accepted something, on that shastras have got rules and regulations. You have accepted this world to be true, then you have to follow all these rules. You have to follow the code of conduct. You have to think properly. You have to speak harmlessly. You have to do something which doesn't offend others. All these are given. All the rules and regulations are given by the scriptures. Why? On what? Whatever you have accepted, that is your problem. What have you accepted and how you have accepted? If at all you have accepted something, then the scriptures give the decision over that. You see, go to cricket match, see, if somebody, some fielder has caught the ball, then only the third umpire will give decision. He gives a decision either yes or not, isn't it? He has to see whether it is rightly caught or wrongly. So he gives the decision. Similarly, whatever you have done, whatever you have accepted, the scriptures gives opinion over that only. You cannot blame the scriptures. And whatever you have not accepted, there also scriptures have to give the opinion. You have not accepted it, there also the scriptures give opinion how to reject it and why you have rejected it and what is the consequence of your not acceptance. All these are given by the scriptures. On the present conditions, where do you stand, what do you think, what do you speak, what do you do, all these to be systematized so that the whole society who have accepted something, they should be harmonized. So Shastras have got nothing to do. Neither they are right nor wrong. They give you opinion upon your acceptance or rejection. So we cannot blame the Shastras. And from other point of view, you have already done some mistake in the beginning of solving the question of a mathematical problem. You have already done some mistake in the very beginning. The question paper has given, says, if one child eats, say, 10 kg of ration in a month, how much he will require in the year end? All these students, they are living in a hostel, so they have to calculate. And some ordinary little question given to the first standard students or something. Now the question has given, one child eats 10 kg ration in a month, and there are 35 students in the hostel. How much ration they will need in the year end? How much they will need? Total amount of ration. So the boy was solving. Instead of 10 kg, he has written 20 kg. And instead of 35, he has written 25. So will he get the right answer? Of course, he has forgotten the real numbers and he starts with these digits, 20 kg and 25 students. And he will reach in some answer. So when the examiner examines the answer paper, what he will find? He will find in the beginning the first line is wrong, but in between all is multiplication and deduction or whatever is done in the subsequent lines, they are relatively right to each other. So what we will find? He will say, the process is correct, but in the beginning, poor fellow did a mistake. The process is correct. He has to, if he is kind enough, he will give some marks. Or else, if he is very hard, he wants to see the result only, whether it is correct or wrong, then he will give 0. That depends upon the examiner. But the process is right. So, if he gives his opinion on the process, he has to say yes, process is correct. In this way, the scripture gives the opinion on your lifestyle. Philosophy means darshan, the vision of life. How a life will be prosperous, happy and successful. That is what the scriptures give you. All the rules and regulations, if you follow, your life will be happy, prosperous, successful, everything. But you have accepted your life on which Shastra is giving all the views. So Shastra has nothing to do. You have made a mistake in the beginning. I am this body. This is my life, human life. I am a human being. I am leading my human life. Then how to do, what to do? The scriptures gives it. In this way, the Shastras are impartial and they give impartial opinion. Now, शास्त्रीय बोध से सब कुछ ब्रह्म ही ब्रह्म है, and he says, my dear boy, you have done mistake in the very beginning. Of course, your process you have rightly done. So, according to process, I will give you some rewards, some marks. But totally you are wrong. You will fail in the exam. As long as you are doing something in this world, actions have reactions, and if it is, sometimes it is good, sometimes it is bad. Good actions will result in good rewards. Bad actions will have bad results, that is suffering. Pain and pleasure, both are the result. According to the nature of your karmas, that is the lifestyle. And the scriptures give opinion on the lifestyle. So, according to the scriptures, you have done a mistake in the very beginning, so everything is wrong, and right is one. So, the truth is one, but you have seen it in different ways, and that is what your vision is. शास्त्रीय बोध से सब कुछ ब्रह्म ही ब्रह्म है. Finally, the scriptures say this world does not exist. You have taken it wrongly. The right thing is only absolute truth. न तो कहीं जगत आदि का ज्ञान है, न कहीं चित्त का अभाव है, न कहीं चित्त आदि है, और न कहीं द्वैत ऐक्य आदि का कल्पना ही है. There is no dualism, there is no monoism, there is no journey of life, and there is no going from two to one, not from relative to non-relative one. All these are not at all there. Only one truth pervades everywhere. So tomorrow we shall see further the end of this chapter. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnada Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। जोगवशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम।